For instance, my ASD dude just ignores me for weeks instead of saying he needs space. It's a lot. 1 minute he's saying he loves them, bam, gone. To be honest, I've heard that a lot from partners of autistic people. If, for example, they would ask for space, if they could say, oh, do you mind if I take a couple of weeks to myself? Would you be okay with that? Like, genuinely, if they asked you for it? Or would you be, like, a bit annoyed and a bit sad? And, like, maybe have a conversation about it with them? If you're not, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine, that's all good, then I don't see why they're doing that. I think as well it's important, because I mean, I do talk about things from like the autistic perspective and such, but you know, with relationships, it's very much a two-way thing, isn't it? If you are in a relationship with them, no matter if it's because they're autistic or not, you know, that they sort of assert that level of distance. If that's something that you don't like, you know, it doesn't really matter if it's an autism thing or not. I'd say as much as you can, try and talk to them and find a way to get your needs met while simultaneously making sure that they have their needs met. Then that would be great. But you know, you got to think about yourself as well, Karina. Partner disappeared and she has been gone for almost 2 months. She never said a word and still not heard a word from her. Oh, I can see the impulse to do that, but they should learn to not ghost you due to their burnout. No, of course. I mean, I did that once, I think, when I was younger. When I was a teen, I think it was my first relationship, and I just cut contact, stopped talking to someone for like a month. Granted, I was like 14, 15, you know, my social awareness and skills and things like that were pretty poor around that time. But after that, I've never really done that. I think the only situations where I would feel okay with doing that is if I try to assert space verbally, you know, ask for space, things of that nature, but it's not something that is reciprocated. It starts an argument. It causes some sense of anger or annoyance, you know. I can understand somebody in that situation just kind of cutting contact and not wanting to deal with that. But I think even then, I think it's a good thing to do. You know, you just gotta let people know what's going on, even if it's just a little bit of an awareness. Hopefully, if you're with someone who is quite understanding and such, then it won't be that much of an issue. But I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? It kind of brings me back to the conversation we had about like texting. You know, what is the okay amount for you to text somebody? Well, the answer is it really depends on who. Some people will get up with your ass if you don't text them in the space of 2 hours. You know, some people it's a couple of days, some people it's a few weeks. Some people you don't talk to for months and years, and then you just talk to them and you meet up with them and it's fine. Really depends on who